Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver
Hey guys,
now.
Bix Weir, roadtoro.com. There's a quote from Cliff High saying, many years back, saying, yes, silver will hit $600. You just won't want to live in a $600 silver world. Yeah. It is so interesting right now. The mother of all slams might happen in silver, or the mother of all moonshots. We are at extremes. Oh, by the way, I got some amazing Theta news coming up. But we are at extremes with both the amount of contracts open. As a matter of fact, I did a little search. Currently, open interest as of yesterday was 180,000 contracts, which is, 900 million ounces of silver when there isn't any. I mean, we have gotten to the point where solar is gobbling them all up. There's just very few silver ounces left. All the inventories of like SLV and all that, it's all bullshit. It's a lie. It's been rehypothecated many, many times. That's why I'm a massive advocate of having your assets in your own possession. I've been screaming this for so long. We are in the position that the reason you have gold and silver, the main reason, is to protect yourself from the calamity of the banking cabal collapse, the derivative bubble collapse. And the only way you can do that is have the assets in your own possession. Now, what we have here is a situation on the COMEX, which is futures and options. It's a derivative contract exchange. Just no one disputes that. We have a huge delivery month. Currently, the July delivery month's looking at about 450 million ounces. Obviously, the Jeffrey Christian rollover will happen because 90% of this is controlled by the bankers, 95% probably. There's only a handful of bankers that trade back and forth. And they are going massively short just to cap the price. Now, I do expect the potential for the CFTC, which theoretically only has two people left. That's the commodities commissioners. There's only two left. They've both given notice that they're leaving. Carolyn Pham and Kristen Johnson. Carolyn was from Citibank. Johnson is from JP Morgan, or vice versa. I don't remember which one. But here's the issue and the problem. The issue and the problem is the CFTC either runs cover for the silver riggers, or on the flip side, will just stand back and say, I don't know what to do. So if they say, I don't know what to do, and the good guys are in charge, well, obviously the bankers are gone. I mean, silver is the killer of the banking system. When that is cut free, it's very interesting times. And you want to see something extremely interesting? So there's these two commissioners at the CFTC board, and here's that article. The CFTC can still operate with a quorum of two members, and indeed in June, only Johnson and Pham, or Quinteres, which is the guy supposedly taking over, but matters that require a vote, like approving an agency budget or enforcement actions, can be stalled if two members cannot agree. Daniel Davis, a partner of Keenan Bruch, former CFTC general counsel, said. So we could have a situation where clearly the 8 criminal shorts are way off sides. As a matter of fact, let's check what the total open interest, the record for total open interest was on February 19th, 2008. And that was 189,150 contracts, which is about 950 million ounces. And again, currently, there's 180,000. So we're about 50 million ounces from the total record, which will probably be hit next week, depending on what happens this weekend and next week. Remember, here's another little interesting tidbit. I said, what's the highest concentrated short position of the 8 largest traders on the COMEX and silver futures? Check this out. The highest concentrated short position ever in history held by the 8 largest traders of COMEX silver futures contracts was 104,978 contracts, equivalent to approximately 525 million ounces of silver as reported on the Commitment of Traders report on April 11th, 2017. Now, a report comes out today that will show us how much of the 180,000 contracts the 8 largest shorts are. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. I think next week we might shatter all records. That means you have the largest short position in history. We have a massive deficit in silver. We have no commissioners. I would love it if this is the final moment that the silver riggers get dragged out by their toenails. But history has shown that doesn't happen. What usually happens is the CME will change the rules, which I think they just did for platinum or palladium, making it harder for the longs to really take hold. But with no regulators, anything can happen. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it could go to $1 million an ounce in silver, or let's just say 600 for now. I think I don't know what the price is, but I think it should be closer to 1-to-1 ratio with gold, not 100. It jumped to 95-to-1 again. The reality of what we're about to live through is going to be very, very, very dramatic. And you're going to see derivative players being dragged out by their toenails and fingernails, and just whatever's left of them will be dragged in and thrown into the lake, as Nostradamus says. Imitations of gold and silver will be thrown into the lake. That's where we are. That's what this summer holds for the derivative players of gold and silver. That's COMEX. It's the stocks and mining companies. It's the ETFs, obviously. It's all of the above. Anything a derivative silver will literally be worthless. Whereas if you're holding physical silver in your own possession, I don't think that you can even put a price on that, truthfully. Ultimately, we will be able to. But when silver breaks $50, good night, the 8. Because they're going to be short over 500, 600 million ounces. So every dollar every dollar rise is a loss of 500 million ounces, or $500 million. So a $10 rise is $5 billion. A $100 rise is $50 billion. Pretty soon, you get into so many billions that it's like real money. But it is amazing right now. If you've been a silver bug, a silver lover for a long time, we're at literally extremes. And I think it's going to break the all-time records. And then it'll break one way or the other. Either the 8 shorts will orchestrate a crash, probably start a war. Oh, by the way, a war already started. I mean, get the United States into a war, that would be pretty big. Cliff's Israeli mistake happened today or last night, bombing nuclear plants, and we're going to hear a lot more about that. Cliff's data had it very clear that this was a massive mistake by Israel because it literally messes with the nuclear issue and a fifth of the planet's contaminated. Great. Just add that to everything else. This weekend, the 14th of June, supposedly there's going to be BLM-style riots. And it's all coordinated and planned by the Democrat deep state operatives. Pedophiles don't want to go to jail. They're going to do anything. They'll start a nuclear war not to go to jail. And they're all over our government. They're all over our towns, our cities, our communities. We let how many people, who knows how many people in the front door, the Biden administration, anybody who voted for that asshole should be tried for treason just for voting for him, not being smart enough to see what was happening. No, that's kind of mean. But that's all right. It's your fault. If you support the Democrat side of the world, you were wrong, and it's going to cost you. It's going to cost all of us. It's a very sad time. Anyway, my bet is now's the time to destroy. I just heard Trump nominated a guy to head the IRS that wants to abolish the IRS. Thank God, and finally, right? But if you have no money anyway because the banks crash, it doesn't really matter, does it? So no IRS. I don't think the IRS will be needed in the future. We'll have some kind of flat tax, depending on what monetary system we use too. It is, like Cliff said, yeah, we're going to hit $600 silver, but you don't want to live in a $600 silver world. And I'm kind of I'm kind of feeling that now. I'm kind of seeing where it's all going. My bet, the odds makers would say there's a 90% chance they're going to slam the price of silver in the next few weeks. If it does happen, hey, I'll wait that out again. I don't think it'll be very long because of the physical silver situation, which everybody and the mother is trying to get their hands on it. Everybody's talking about how China is literally going to the mines and buying the doré, the sludge right from the mines, and bringing it into China. China's not our friend. When they join the war, who knows what's going to happen. They're going to go into Taiwan when we're looking the other way. And, yeah, this was all foretold, I guess. You got to go through shit to get to the other side, and that's where we are. Anyway, get as much physical silver in your hands. Sell all of your derivative silver, your mining shares, your SLV, all the futures and options and swaptions, all will be worthless as the banks collapse. Might happen in Europe first. I think it's going to happen in Europe, and then within a week it's here. What are you talking about, Bix? What are you talking about? These banks are highly levered in the derivative market. JP Morgan has $50 trillion in derivatives and only $4 trillion in assets. I think JP Morgan will be everybody be pointing to JP Morgan. They are absolutely knee-deep in Epstein. The whole board of directors, including the CEO. So just keep that in mind when you might say, why are they delaying? Why are they delaying the Epstein information? There's your answer. Largest bank in the world will go down, who has 50 trillion, 60 trillion in derivatives. All right, deep breath. Massive traded settlement, which is like a odd thing. Go to Harvey Organ blog. He gets it better than anybody, as far as I can tell. They're fixing a price, and they use it to sell this month and buy next month, so that you have the price suppression this month, as the bankers try to load up on physical for the next month's delivery month. And who knows? I mean, right now we're looking at right here, 888,000 contracts, almost 450 million ounces. Again, Jeffrey Christian's friends, the 8 traders, most of these are contracts with each other. They'll just roll it over. But I'm looking for 80 to 100 million ounces delivered in July. I think we'll break that record too. So we're looking at a lot of records being broken in silver over the next couple weeks. Now the Commitment of Traders report for the week ending Tuesday is going to come out, and we had a big jump up in the price of silver during that Wednesday through Tuesday. So I expect the short position to massively increase again, to be the largest short position ever. Maybe not this week, but next week. If the price goes up towards $50, we blow the roof off anything. And then all of a sudden it's like, what do we do? Do we call the chairman and the commissioner? Who would, useless. It's like asking Citibank and JP Morgan, what should we do? And they are 2 of the largest derivative players on the planet when it comes to silver, besides Bank of America, which was all pretty new. That started in 2001. But this should be obvious to everybody. Silver is the most important asset on the planet, by far. Even far more important than Bitcoin and any crypto. Although I think someday Theta will be the most important. But yeah, far more important is controlling the price of silver, because if there's no silver in the world, if there's no silver easily available, your life changes. Yeah, your cell phone won't be $500, it'll be $5,000 type of thing. Your flat screen TV, you won't be stored into a junkyard anymore. It's really, really interesting time, and get your physical silver in your own possession. I'm looking for 10 to 1 at a minimum, 1 to 1 ratio with gold, probably where it settles out. But it could run past that, 1 to 10, where 1 ounce of silver buys you 10 ounces of gold. Because the flip side of the silver story, of massive shortage of silver because of use in the industrial side, is the massive oversupply of gold. There's so much gold in the world. It's crazy. And also, don't forget, when banks go under, they are required by law to sell the most liquid assets first, which would be obviously gold, well, cash assets, but gold. And banks hold a lot of gold, so they'll be dumping gold. They don't have any silver, I don't think. Maybe J.P. Morgan does, but who knows? I think they leased it all out to B of A. I don't think they're going to get it back. I think Elon and Buffett have it right now. We'll find out. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting times, so hang in. And now the big news in crypto. Theta is actually on, it's another U.S. exchange. Crypto.com has picked up Theta. Great exchange, U.S., all the bells and whistles. You can do all kinds of things. They're working on it. I think they're working on staking booster nodes. So as a group, you can invest in a booster node to get better returns. They're doing something because Theta, the Theta network, that's their X handle. Quick update on the Theta validator nodes. In the coming weeks, Theta team will be unstaking 15 million Theta tokens from one of our validator nodes to move them to a new strategic custody provider. That's Crypto.com. And they will be restaked to our they'll restaking the validator nodes. I don't know what this is all about, but it's got to do with staking, and if it's got to do with staking, it's got to do with this big change happening in a week or so, a little over a week, on the 25th, the release of the new Theta action. The hybrid edge cloud. I just heard all the clouds were down this morning on cyber issues. Well, there's another reason to have decentralized clouds. So much going on. And Theta price is in the shitter. Theta fuel is in the shitter. I think it dropped almost below 3 cents. This is going to be $3 in a blink of an eye at some point. I can't tell you when. All I know is Theta is the future. Theta fuel right now at 25 to 1 or whatever it is even more of the future. It's kind of like silver and gold because everybody's going to be dealing with Theta fuel. It is the operating token and not the governance token. Theta is the governance token of the Theta blockchain. That's great. There's a lot that can be done there. Theta fuel is all about this new release of the hybrid edge cloud, which everybody and their mother is teamed up with Theta, so this price is crazy. And the all-time high of T-Fuel, it's 3 cents now, and it was back in 2021, it was 56 cents. That's the first hurdle that needs to be beaten. I think it will be. And that's a 20x jump. Not bad. And we'll see where it goes from there. I think the technology is necessary for our future, especially, and we had all these cloud offerings go down from Amazon, from Google, from Microsoft. Everything was down this morning. That's because they're all concentrated, and there's cyber wars going on, and there's wars going on. So it's a great time. Now Theta's listed on two U.S. exchanges. Binance just added back Theta fuel and Theta for swaps with U.S. dollars, so you can buy it at either place. Crypto.com, I bought some. It was very easy, and you can use your credit card and stuff like that. So go check it out. All right. One more thing. Everybody's talking about tomorrow. Antifa, run by the CIA, is planning to launch a nationwide insurrection using the No Kings front group this Saturday, June 14th. This is the deep state's final play. They need civil war. It's not even civil war. It's the pedo cabal and all the illegal criminals that came in, not the people who are looking for a better place. Like I said, when silver goes to $600, they'll all be running back to Mexico. Mexico will finish the wall for us. They will build it because they don't want the U.S. people coming down to Mexico to start digging holes where all that silver is. Everybody who came into the United States will be leaving, either being kicked out or running home. Nobody wants to come to the United States just because it's the United States. Most people have an incentive. Their life would be better here than where they were. If they find out all their friends in Mexico are getting rich and having the greatest time of their life, they're going to run back to Mexico. And I think that's part of when Trump came back from Mexico, said, yeah, they've agreed to build the wall and pay for it. We'll find out, right? Iran vows to continue nuclear activities amid threat of more Israeli strikes. The Israeli mistake. They're going to hit a nuke. They're going to set off some kind of contamination thing, according to Cliff High's data, going way back. And ultimately, they will lose the war, which is kind of odd, with new weapons that supposedly, I don't know if it's Russia has them or Iran has them, I don't know. Keep an eye on Cliff High's Twitter account. It is crazy times. Like you said, yes, we will see $600 silver. You just won't want to live in a $600 silver world. There you go. I am still giving away Veritasium with the latest crash in cryptos. They're keeping that price where it's sweet spot. I got some more. So we are giving away Veritasium with every 1-year subscription. Cliff's data has Veritasium going higher than Bitcoin. And if you know anything about what's going on with Reggie Middleton and that whole situation, you can see how it might happen. I'd say, a couple of years ago, it was a massive long shot. I'd say almost an impossibility. Now that possibility is getting stronger and stronger by the day. Reggie does hold the patent for DeFi for all you crypto people, which is a vast chunk of the cryptos. So yeah, you want one Veritasium token at least in your silver safe. We send this out loaded on a paper wallet. You didn't even have to know anything about cryptos. And we give them away with 1-year subscription or renewal. Check it out at roadtoroot.com. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later.